today into people, power and style. We are talking about an initiative launched 19 years ago by founder and publicist Jill Grogor, the South African Style Awards. And these have been recognizing and honoring celebrities, sports people, designers and movers in the media for almost 20 years. This year, the awards have chosen to look back at past winners and honor 20 style icons from the past. I can guarantee you David is not in that 20, so we are safe. Now, joining us to talk about the South African Style Awards is the founder, Jill Grogor, as well as former fashion and advertising stylist and now business owner of Lampost Productions, that's Jodie Ennik.
And let me also talk here, even though I have no style, I can look at it. Also with us, Maira Koutsoudakis. She's CEO and co-founder of the Life Group of companies in the hospitalities and design sectors. And the thorn among the roses, well, the other one is John Jacob. He's founder of Jacob Interiors. Fascinating stuff. He customizes interior designs for particular individuals, families, businesses.
Absolutely. So, Jill, I think it's only fair that we just start off with just getting a sense from you. Where did this idea come from? Almost 20 years ago, what made you think that we actually need to celebrate the most stylish people we have on the land?
Absolutely. So what we decided to do, there were people that automatically think of it as being best dressed, but it's actually nothing to do with that. It's more of finding with our blue chip partners like Lexus South Africa. We go about finding and celebrating young, innovative, new trendsetters who will go out and provide a benchmark for excellence in their particular careers. And we threw back to some incredible people who over the years have we have showcased their glamour, their success, and their unmistakable sense of style in their various careers and industries. So it's very much driven by that.
Well, let's bring in John to start off with, because we might not get a word in edgeways a bit later, John, so let's get it done now. The policy on TV shows is always try and speak first, because you never know if you won't get a chance later.
Point taken.
That's awesome. Thanks
but
for that.
How did you come to be aware of these awards? How did you get judged? Were you aware of a process where they selected you and then you had to compete against people? How did it work?
No, I just got a call. Just kind of what happened. So I obviously knew what the awards were. I think most people in South Africa knows what the Style Awards is all about. And I was just very lucky one day to get a call to be told that I'd been nominated and that I'd been given given an award. So that was fantastic.
So let's talk about some of the former style icons. And I'm going to get to you in a moment, Maira and Jodie. Some of the big names, and one just does a quick perusal, Jill. Your former Miss South Africa's like Basetanas, Rake Neethling. Who else has been associated with these awards?
Kani Glomo, who's a stalwart in the industry. What an incredible, inspiring woman. Dr. Precious Malloy, incredibly powerful, amazing women. And I should say men over the time. Mandla Sabiko, who's one of our re-awards this year and who's now heading up Arts Fair in South Africa. Incredible business people.
Benang
Mateba, total big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Benang started as a DJ and look where she is today.
But that's what's I think iconic about the SA Style Awards is that first it's identifying talent when it's just starting out. And the first award I got as a designer was maybe 10 years ago.
And you've been voted most stylish twice,
yes,
right?
Most stylish designer twice and most stylish lifestyle. So they're different categories. But I think the important thing is that it's identifying and then celebrating and seeing how that evolution happens. And I think it's also about having a knack for what is identifiable. And a lot of the people who've been, say, recognized for style are actually quite serious business people in their own right. So sometimes style overshadows, the way the packaging sometimes overshadows the content. So we might be building, say, resorts and hotels in Africa and the Indian Ocean Islands and restaurants and, design businesses. What people see is what you're wearing. But
Jodie, I think you would possibly resonate with that very strongly because you have worked on really, really big international brands and really, really big international campaigns. Talk to us a little bit about your experience of the Style Awards and how that has allowed the work that you do just to be more amplified than before.
Yeah, so I was one of the winners, overall winners, about 15 years ago. So we're going back quite a long time. But and I think, you know, it's amazing to be honored in this way. And certainly at that stage, I was a fashion stylist. And since then, I've grown into different positions and, you know, opened a company where I now represent stylists and makeup and hair artists. And really, it has been a great platform to kind of, you know, be an ambassador to grow things, and certainly also offer a platform even for designers.
Right.
You know, that we wear beautiful fashion designers from South Africa, and I think that's also, even though we're not talking about the fashion side of it, but it really does help as well.
We were talking about the meaning of Black Friday. Now, John, I want to know, what you do is you design interiors, but you custom do it. You go to an antique shop to find a particular commission from a person. What is style?
It's actually great that you asked me that question, because one of the things that I think is so amazing about the Style Awards is the fact that it's not really frivolous in that lots of the people that know me said to me, you know, why did you win an award? Because you just wear jeans and a t-shirt. And actually it's not so much about necessarily the personality, but it's about what we're producing as individuals, or what we're producing in our field. Is represented by the Style Awards. And that is something that's why I thought this opportunity was so amazing, because it's not necessarily about us as individuals, but about what we represented in terms of what we make as creative people. And as creative people in South Africa, what people don't really realize is, in order to make things that are stylish, generally what it's about is about drive and pushing an idea through. And people think, you know, style is like a frivolous thing where you just like put some cool things together and you're like all creative and you're just like into colors. But actually it really isn't about that. In order to make things happen, you really need to be focused. You can actually see it in Maira. You can see Maira's a bit of a tough one as well.
And this is exactly what I was going to ask, Maira, because I think the concept of lifestyle is even more elusive and even harder to wrap one's mind around, because it's actually tapping into human behavior and how you choose to live your life. So how has that whole space evolved, and what kind of lifestyles do you think we're going to be sort of navigating or gravitating towards in future?
I think that's the thing that's closest to my heart. I mean, when we say life, we were the designers that we started the first lifestyle emporium in South Africa in 1999. And at that stage, it's the fusion of all those things, you know, which makes up style. How you eat, how you travel, how you work, how you live, how you clothe yourself, how you clothe the environments in which you operate. And the thing that's often misunderstood is that creative industries often sound peripheral to bigger business, but there's a huge, huge component to that where you, as you say, what is lifestyle? It's manipulating behavior, but in the nicest possible way. How you make people feel.
What's interesting here, Jodie, you mentioned 15 years ago you won an award. You have to change.
Yeah,
what you're stylish for 15 years ago, you certainly won't be now. How do you know what to do to keep stylish?
Well, I think, I mean, it's obviously, you have to be very focused on pushing your business forward, be in touch with trends or what's going on out there, with what's going on globally. That really helps. But yes, I guess for everybody who becomes a success at what they do, they really have to be quite innovative. And take risks. I always think it's something about taking risks.
But also social media, I believe, is a big thing as well. That's where you kind of tap into the global feeling. And if you talk about trends, the casualization of culture, you know, that's a huge thing. The return to organic, the return to home things. Those,
if you go with the social media, you may just be like everyone else. Surely being stylish is not being like everyone else.
Well, it's not just about, I think the word style, it's called the Style Icons, but it's so much, it's the Style Awards, but it's so much more than that, in that it represents creative leaders. And leading in a creative field is not actually about, style is a very small part of it, because you don't necessarily have to do something that's stylish for it to be creative. It can be extremely functional and extremely appropriate for what it needs to be. And it's not necessarily about style, but it is about having vision. And I think that's something that's represented by everybody that's won the award this year.
I like that word that you've used and brought into the conversation, vision, because Jill, surely over the last 20 years, the awards themselves have been changing over time. What's the vision for the next 20 years? What can we expect from the awards over the next couple of decades?
To really find young South African trailblazers, individuals who want to go out there and, like our previous award winners, innovate.
So that's you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, she's
Absolutely,
just
you're the
described
next
it.
style icon.
I've just described you.
So,
And hopefully lead.
And
Yeah, lead
leaders,
in our
yes,
industry.
opinion leaders, absolutely.
So
So, it's all about young people and all about people who have goals and dreams and want to be inspired to live them.
Are you going to do something? Is there a big event where you're all going to walk on the stage? What's going to happen?
That happened
actually
already.
happened.
That
Ah,
happened
okay.
last Sunday,
Right.
and that's where we threw back to all our previous winners, or 19 of them. We've had 130 almost.
wow.
Over
So we're feeling
the
very lucky
19
to be in
years.
these chairs.
Thank
It's
you.
out of 130, there were 19. So it's pretty.
So we're
Pretty
feeling
very
very lucky
harsh.
to have you guys.